She was dragged onto the stage in chains, forced to read a confession. Millions watched. But when she looked into the camera and shouted, "If loving liberty makes me a terrorist," the screen went black. Then every device lit up with 6 forbidden words. "We hold these truths to be self-evident." What happened next rewrote history. But let's start from the beginning. The year is 2025, but it may as well be 1775. If 1775 had surveillance drones, biometric checkpoints, and AI-enforced loyalty scans, the royal calendar, stamped with the seal of King William V, hangs in every school, office, and household like a silent threat. Boston, once the cradle of revolution, is now London Town East, a fortified port ruled by red-coated enforcers who call themselves peace wardens. Their boots echo on the cobblestones where rebels once marched, only now they patrol with rifles and retina scanners. American flags are not just illegal, they are labeled symbols of extremism. Displaying one is grounds for arrest under Article 5 of the Royal Compliance Code. Children are taught to salute the crown before they learn to spell their names. Speaking the words freedom, republic, or constitution is considered ideological sedition. Elliot Carter knows this world intimately because he remembers the one it replaced. He moves through the shadows behind what used to be Faneuil Hall, once a marketplace of revolution, now converted into the imposing British North Atlantic Embassy. Cameras rotate on polished brass turrets above, tracking heat signatures and motion. Elliot doesn't slow. He's practiced this route 100 times. In his coat pocket, hidden inside a brass pocket watch, lies the most dangerous relic in the colonies, a flash drive containing a full scan of the original Declaration of Independence, smuggled fragment by fragment from the vaults of the forbidden archives beneath Mount Vernon. No one in the modern colonies has ever seen it. No one is supposed to. Across the city, his daughter Lydia Carter, 17, sits beneath the rusted underpass of what used to be I-93. Her voice is barely above a whisper as she speaks into a microphone rigged from scrap. A toothpaste cap, an old laptop fan, a salvaged AI chip. The signal pulses into the sky, encrypted, bouncing across towers and satellites the rebels no longer own. To all who remember liberty, we have not forgotten. We will not bow. That voice, disguised through a pitch shift filter, belongs to the girl known only as Echo. She doesn't know who listens. She just hopes someone does. But someone else is listening too. Governor General Archibald Merrow watches from his high office atop Beacon Tower, the former State House, now layered in royal gold. Tall, silver-haired, and draped in a crimson sash, Merrow considers himself a savior, not a tyrant. To him, this isn't oppression. It's restoration. "America was a failed child," he says in broadcast after broadcast. "It took a father to bring her back to order." At 2:14 a.m., red lights flood the Carter brownstone in Cambridge. Roof-mounted drones screech overhead. Doors explode inward. Lydia screams. Elliot grabs the pocket watch and hurls himself into the attic, crawling through the narrow duct he carved over months. He doesn't look back. If he does, he won't be able to leave. Lydia is captured, bound, blindfolded. They throw her into a truck. She doesn't know where they're taking her, only that she's not coming back the same. By sunrise, she's locked beneath the bones of the former United States Capitol. The sign above the gate reads, "Fort Monarchy." The cell is cold, not just in temperature, though the titanium walls hum with a sterile chill, but in design, in intent. Lydia Carter sits alone, arms strapped to the chair, a single bulb glaring down like an accusing eye. There are no clocks here, no sense of time, only silence, and the occasional electric hiss of a surveillance drone gliding by her door. No name, no rights, just a number stamped on her cell wall. D. since 1776. a cruel joke, or a slip by someone who still remembers. Across the smothered digital landscape of the colonies, Elliot Carter is not mourning. He is preparing. Inside a decommissioned print shop buried beneath the ruins of Harvard Square, he connects to a ghost network few believe still exists. The walls around him are wallpapered with pages from banned books. Common Sense, the Federalist Papers, Orwell, Douglas, Baldwin. Everything he teaches underground now. A chime sounds. The line holds. A hooded figure appears on the screen. Faceless, pixelated, with a voice filtered to sound like flint on metal. Adams, she calls herself, a nod to the architect of rebellion from another reality. Her voice cuts through the static. Google's servers obey the crown. We're about to make them remember 1776. In this version of America, Google is a colonial weapon. Its algorithms scrub the past. Search results reroute to propaganda. Say, revolution allowed near your phone, and a peace warden might knock an hour later. Even archived photos of protest are overwritten with smiling faces, banners replaced with Union Jacks. History, here, is a living lie. But the 13, a rogue cybercell believed to have been extinguished years ago, never stopped watching. Their plan is codenamed Midnight Rider, a nod to Paul Revere's Last Hope. The virus doesn't just infect, it reconstructs. Using stolen fragments of corrupted footage, hidden metadata from smart mirrors, and forgotten files buried in deleted caches, it rebuilds the revolution and pushes it live. Phones, screens, smartwatches, toilets with facial recognition, everything. Meanwhile, Governor General Archibald Merrow is preparing his spectacle. Lydia is dragged from her cell into a chamber blinding with stage lights. Cameras roll. Behind her, the royal crest gleams above a backdrop of red and gold. A crown-appointed announcer reads charges: sedition, ideological terrorism, incitement of rebellion. Lydia's voice is supposed to break, not with emotion, but with programming. She was trained, drugged, rehearsed to repeat the crown's words. I regret my crimes. The monarchy has shown me mercy. She begins. One sentence. Two. Then, something cracks. Her fingers twitch. Her lips stumble. She looks straight into the primary broadcast lens. Her voice is clear now, unfiltered, alive. If loving liberty makes me a terrorist, then you've made our founders terrorists, too. The room erupts in chaos. Guards move to silence her. But it's too late. Across the colonies, a flicker. Phones vibrate. Screens glitch. Then, everywhere, in unison, we hold these truths to be self-evident. The phrase explodes into homes, cafes, classrooms, even prison walls. Merrow slams his fist into the console, eyes wide with rage. This isn't rebellion, it's contagion. In Charleston, Savannah, Pittsburgh, entire districts go dark. Sirens are drowned out by pirate broadcasts of Washington crossing the Delaware, of Frederick Douglass demanding justice, of Martin Luther King Jr. preaching dreams. Across the nation, millions begin to ask, what was this America? Could we still be it? Elliot unites with a militia of former veterans, rogue AI engineers, and long-silenced professors. Their goal, to disable the Crown's eastern seaboard control node buried deep beneath Mount Vernon, a mockery built on the grave of the Republic. The infiltration is cinematic. Backdoors in code, decoy convoys, face-swapped holograms to impersonate Merrow's officers. But as they reach the chamber, they are ambushed. Betrayal comes from within. A member of the 13 turns out to be a double agent named Mason Hale, working to protect Merrow's legacy and secure his own rise. A shootout erupts. Elliot is hit, but not before uploading Midnight Rider into the node. As Mason pulls the trigger to finish him, Lydia, having escaped her transport during a rebel ambush, arrives and fires first. Mason dies staring at the flag patch on Elliot's chest. The virus spreads faster than any firewall can stop. Across the empire, digital infrastructure collapses into revolutionary art. People no longer ask what if. They demand when. King William sends fleets, but half the ships never arrive. Their captains defect, waving American flags forged from blackout curtains. Lord Marrow orders martial law, but his soldiers turn their rifles upside down. On July 4, 2026, 250 years too late, the first independent Congress of the reclaimed states gathers in Philadelphia. Elliot, alive but wounded, sits beside Lydia as President-elect Maria Jefferson, descendant of the silenced author, reads the full declaration to the world, live, uncensored, from the steps of a building once used for royal tax offices. We are not a colony. We are not a subject people. We are the heirs of an interrupted dream. The crowd roars. Fireworks light the sky, not in celebration of war, but of waking up from an imperial nightmare. As the flag of the Free Republic rises, one final message pings on every screen. We the people, rebooted.